and the principal, Mr. Kariuki, who qualifies to be an old boy. According to the Constitution, it hasn't changed. Any teacher who does a 1 year at Alliance becomes an old boy. Mr. Kariuki has done several years already. 8 years already.
Wow.
Let me begin by saying a very good thank you to Engineer Moita for introducing what sounded like somebody else, and not me. I feel very old today, but by coming here and seeing you, I feel young again. The uniqueness of Alliance, that is the uniqueness of Alliance, never goes old. And I'm delighted we have a representation of the current school, that is the prefects, I believe. The prefects are here with us. And Mr. Kariuki, I must congratulate you. You haven't removed what we know of the Alliance, even though you have done many greater things. I can still see the green jersey. And I can still see the tie. And I can tell the young men, you are very well dressed. You used to feel very well dressed in khaki shirts and khaki shorts in a blue tie. You look better. So there is an improvement. Before I forget, let me give apologies from one of the class of 97. I don't know how many 1997 are here. The Charani Bachani is there. So, Fred Moremi, who works with James Moria in Centum, he sent his apologies. He's all the way in Mombasa and he wouldn't come until tomorrow. And we communicate quite a lot. So he sent me and I agreed to be sent to give the apologies. And he was very excited about it. Now the Alliance High School. When I look at this team tonight, I feel very encouraged. The numbers are encouraging. Mr. Kariuki, let me tell you, you are doing well. These numbers are big. We tried for many years to bring all boys together. And what Mr. Kariuki said is correct. It has been a very difficult thing through the years. And for you to have brought these numbers, I say congrats. Because I only realized recently where we were failing. We were failing because we were trying to bring people from diverse years, 1926, 1930s, 1940s. We were trying to bring them together to share. And when you get there and find that you look around, you don't see any classmate of yours. You see people who talk about having been to Alliance 10, 20 years, 30 years before you. Then the next time the meeting is called, you don't go. That I came to learn was a difficulty through what I've seen of the 1990s, the classes of the 1990s. And commendations, the classes of the 1990s. It was all began by the class of 1991. That is the class reunions. I must say, this is a very great idea. And I have had the privilege of being invited to some of the reunions 1991. Let me not go through the whole list because some people will think I'm leaving them out. But it's quite comfortable to mention 1991 because they were the pioneers. Then there have been many others. And they have now discovered what works. When you are classmates and you have a reunion, that is a meeting of equals. That also is a meeting where you meet people you know, and people you would have desired to meet. And although I have seen them do introductions, I think those introductions are cosmetic. They know each other. And it is a very delightful kind of reunion and kind of meeting. Now, through that kind of coming together, I believe, and I challenge one of them, that even one group, say, the 1992, because I mentioned 1992 because they are very well represented here today. Yes. They like that. And I hope they are going to like what I'm going to say next. Even one of the classes, the 1992, you must have been about 160.
Yes.
160, you could do all the things we are talking about tonight. You could do the chapel, you could do the fencing, what was the other, the school hall, and what I saw there, I looked the other way because I don't know how you depend on a school hall with those numbers today. My challenge is, even one class can do all these things and challenge another class to find what else to do. And we are talking of a school that has so many sons that if in each one of these sons, and I want to see them now in terms of classes, decided they will do something for their mother without a push, this school will be out of this world. Alliance High School. Let me remind you, many people have said so many things about Alliance High School. And you go hearing. Sometimes we are used to boasting, but I don't belong to that category. But I like the things I hear. Even as we were registering in this hotel tonight, I heard somebody say, "Oh, we used to admire that school." And I recall one time, during the Young Farmers Days at the Nairobi International Show, it was then the Nairobi the agricultural show, and in the farmers stand, it used to be outstanding, the young farmers stand. And then I heard some fellows from some other school say, "Everything Alliance, everything Alliance, Alliance." And we didn't know we were listening. Now, that is what I want to build on. There are so many things the product of the Alliance can do that will be a marvel to the world. And we are now talking about a few things that are giving us problems at the school itself. Examples have been shown, and they were mentioned here tonight. When Eric and I forget the other name, Agri, when they were talking about the architectural drawings here, I recalled the man they talked about, Richard Hughes. Richard Hughes was a friend of the headmaster then, what you call Mr. Kariuki today, the principal of that time. And he did all those designs, and we considered ourselves very lucky that a school could get an architect to do those designs, because those were the jobs done for schools by the Ministry of Works, or there before the PWD, Public Works Department of the government. And so they were all similar. Whatever school you went to, you found the same things. But here was a school that could raise an architect. And I'll say he was a friend of the then principal. But today we are talking of so many architects that are the product of the Alliance High School, whose work we can see here and there. I can even point at some of them sitting here. I'm not looking at you, Samoka. And just down the hill, we can see some of their works. You know, what do you call this building? The NSSF. That's somebody I found at school. Architect Joel Nyaseme, the class of 1964, 46, and many others. We're talking of so many architects that are produced by the school. The time that Richard Hughes would do these things, there was no other African. I think David Motis was just graduating. There were no African architects in this country. So that's a challenge to the architects of the Alliance High School today. And some of the things that I've heard tonight are very challenging. The school that is now 1,618, in a few years' time, that kind of crowd that is going to be out here. And we give the examples that we shall give through these young men, replicated by these kind of numbers when they get out. You can see the kind of giant we are going to be creating, not just for Kenya, but for the world. Today I listened to Mugambi K, I don't know whether he's still here, but he had some very beautiful ideas about the many things that Alliance can do to impact the society in Kenya and beyond. The aspect of beyond is something I gave to him, and I said, Mugambi, you may not be aware that if you talk of also organizing a diaspora team, and John Gashora will bear me witness here, there is so much strength out there, and you can build even through them. And these are just my few challenges. I used to know of the school that was getting other people marveled. I used to know of a very simple school. I'll tell you, I landed in Alliance High School as a Form 1 in 1964. That was the year of independence. And when I got into that school, I felt like walking back home. I come from not so far from Kagumo High School. Many of you heard of Kagumo High School. And Kagumo High School had just relocated to a new site. It used to be together with the Kagumo College, but it had just relocated to its own site. And so it was newly built. That is the concept I had of a high school. New buildings, new toilets, new. And so I landed in in Alliance High School, and I find buildings of 1926. And I look at them and wonder, have I come to a high school? And it took me time, almost the past 4 years, to accept that I was in a school that was better than Kagumo. The chapel, and take these as challenges. The chapel that you are now seeing going out today, that was our first Harambee project. The idea of Harambee had just been introduced in Kenya. And I think Alliance was the first school to think of doing some Harambee. Other schools did not know they could do that. So we started with a chapel. And I remember going around my village and raising 11 shillings. And 11 shillings in 1964 was a lot of money. I had gone to several homes and persuaded several people to give me something as my contribution to the Harambee for the chapel. And what we are doing is not unique to Alliance. Let's do it in a greater way. If I go further, in the year 1966, after the chapel was coming up, it was almost there. From then, we were encouraged. The Board of Governors went into a mammoth project, and they launched what was known as the Alliance High School Appeal Fund, which was worldwide. And the target was raising 10 million. It ended up 20 million. It was very successful. This is where we will remember men like Charles Jonjo, who was chairman of the board, people like Kenneth Matiba, who are members of the board, people like the late Davidson Guinea, Duncan Dewa, Richard Smith. Is it? No. S.G. Smith is still with us, and many others. And this international appeal is what changed my concept of the Alliance that I told you about before. The dormitories were modernized from, continuous halls into cubicle, partition sort of buildings. The pathways were made of hard material, not the dust we would sweep, with the tree branches and that kind of thing. And we came up with the Carrie Francis Memorial Lecture Theatre, which is still, I think, a highlight, and the science block, the science building, and all the old classrooms were modernized. And as that was being done, I used to say, if I fail my A-levels, it will be because of the concrete mixer that was outside my window. I have a colleague here from those days. I don't know whether you remember that mixer. Professor Sobe Mulindi is here, and he'll bear me witness. So, from what we call Harambee in Kenya, in Kenyan times, this is how Alliance has come up. And let me tell you, I've been there as a student, I've been there as a teacher, I've been there as a deputy head, I've been there as a head or a prefect. And I'm not castigating anybody, but the only government project I ever saw in our school was a little dispensary. I don't know whether it's still existing, but that's what we used to call the sanatorium. The sanatorium was built as a dormitory by the Ministry of Works. That is the only government project I ever saw at Alliance. So even as I came back as a headmaster, I knew I was not to look up to the government for development. And the only time I tried, I got it rough. Because it was the days of district focus for development. So I was supposed to go to Kiambu to ask for funds. And they looked at me and asked me, how many Kiambu people are in our school? I didn't have the statistics because I didn't expect those questions. But the next thing was, you don't qualify. We cannot give you any of our funds. That school doesn't belong to us. And what I got was an engine. I think it was a water pump. It's a karaoke, you might still find it somewhere. We dumped it in some store. And we forgot about that route. However, as we were struggling from the celebrations of the 60th anniversary, I believe John Gachora was still there, and Samoka. A very jocular statement was made by the president, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, and he was our guest of honor at these celebrations. And he said, if somebody was looking for the Alliance High School, they would come in and go all the way to my hair, to the Kambura, and look for it, because they will not have seen it. We looked at ourselves and we felt that was quite true. Well, he came out and bailed us out, and that's why you have that building. What do you call it? The new block. Mr. Kariuki, there is a plaque somewhere. I'll come and show you. But so we were built out. But as we were built out, it was really not a government project. It was still a Harambee. We had to do a Harambee for it. And some of the things that I did before my time, I brought up an idea of a projects committee. And the projects committee was for volunteer parents. And we had lots of goodwill, because I'm sure by the time Mr. Kariuki came in, I think the project committee was a very large committee. And I believe we'll still see Engineer Waiter, I'm sure you came into that. And the idea of self-help is not new to Alliance. This is the point I'm making. And this is why I would want to challenge the people who are now so endowed, because the Alliance product is not a mean group. The Alliance product is hefty. Is hefty. If I only were to look at some of the, the joy of a teacher, beautiful joy. I mean, it's a beautiful joy, because you deal with people. You make people. And you get to be very proud to see those people. And this is something that got me excited as I went into it. Even as a Form 1 boy, I looked at the people who are prefects in those days. Let me tell you, I never became a prefect. And you don't have to be a prefect to get leadership skills in Alliance. And I still recall the names that I found. As I joined Form 1, there was somebody who was deputy school captain. The school captain was low-key. Sometimes it happens. But the deputy school captain was forceful. That is a name that some of you would remember. The late George Anyona. Deputy school captain, who in the dining hall used to stand at an angle. And if he looked in your direction, you would wonder now, is it for something I did or something I'm going to be punished for? And those are the people who came out to be very big names out here. The class behind him, Amos Wako, school captain. The current chairman of the board was deputy school captain. He was forceful. Donald Wachiani Kanyaru, and some of the people who have also done big things in this country, Evans Gichero, Chief Justice, and I could go on and on. When you are a junior, you get to know the people up there. You have a duty. Yeah, but there were also people who are below me that became noticeable. People like James Orengo. Those were people who are behind me. In my own class, there were some people, the late Francis Imbuga, and I can't remember whether it was Francis Imbuga or somebody Kitsao. They were gifted in acting. And one of the things that I still recall that told me or kept reminding me that some people are born actors was the sufrias, the counter, the dining hall counter. Form 1 boys, they would go there and pick the sufrias to their tables. I don't know whether they still do that. Do they do that, young men? And it came to be discovered that the bigger the sufria, the more the food. The cooks just knew a level. Even the Form 1 boys now knew the difference. So there was this day when this, either it was Imbuga or Kitsao, he came in and found now, at the counter, the big sufrias are now lining up there. But he looked across to his Livingston dormitory 1 and he saw a small sufria on the table, and he decided he had not seen it. So he went for the big one, and everybody at dormitory 1 was shouting, oh, we have it. And he would pretend not to hear until he got there with the big one. He said, oh. He picked the small one, went back with it. So the big sufria with more food was already on the table. So that was a very ingenious Form 1 boy. Francis Imbuga became, as you know, he became a professor of drama. literature. And he gave us the books that I think many of you will have done as set books. So some of the things that you young men see going on there, they can lead to very great things. And that's the nature of the Alliance. There is one thing that I would also want to challenge. On a light note, when I went to the Alliance, we had just stopped singing the national anthem. I don't know whether I think call it British anthem. God save the Queen, and that is also part of the hymns, the songs of peace. You'll find it there. Yes. So, national anthem. The national anthem that we sing today was made by people who had a lot to do with Alliance. And I still remember Graham Hislop continued to be a very frequent helper at the Alliance High School in drama, in music, and Washington Omondi is the father of Ludwig. By the way, you have had some very interesting names at Alliance High School. Ludwig Omondi, I think he's still a very good musician. He could be here tonight. He ought to be here. And so, the national anthem is what I'm talking about. But at some stage, in my reign of terror there, somebody came up. It should be cheering squad. And it's a pity we don't have lots of people who are those years, because they would have reminded me the name of this young man who used to be, he couldn't play himself because he was a little disabled, but he used to be powerful in the cheering squad. Shaft, yes. Thank you very much. That is the person. The cheering squad. We used to see other schools with cheering squads, but he brought up the cheering squad, a powerful cheering squad. And I think through what they were doing, they came up now with something they were calling the school anthem. And I always sneered at it, because that was a hymn. There was nothing original about it. And I challenge you boys now who are at the school. The words the school will have the most. Good. But why borrow everything? Because the rest of the hymn is what it is in the hymn book. 320. So, Alliance High School can be more resourceful. But the school will have the most. It's good. That's good borrowing. But then, why borrow everything? I've always challenged that. And I challenge you who are here tonight now from the school. Please. But I say, with a light touch. I'm not complaining. We have a national, we have a school anthem. Engineer Wagitu introduced me and said, told you the different hats that I happen to wear for Alliance High School. And I want to boast a little and say, I think I should be the only person who was a student, who was a teacher, who was a deputy head, and who was a principal. And tonight, I wear another hat because when I look around, I think I should be the oldest old boy. Is there somebody older?
Yes.
I qualify. And so, I thank you very much, the organizers of this dinner. I have not eaten that kind of food for a long, long time. And I would wish to be invited again. But even if you did not invite me, I will never forget the honor that you have given me tonight to be one of you. I've seen people like Njava. Did I say Njava? I don't know how many Njavas there have been at Alliance High School, but I don't know whether this is the Daktari. So I'm talking about the same Njava that I saw elsewhere. As I said, a teacher with names. You know, Alliance High School is a place. For all the time I was there, you know, there always comes up a name you never heard before. You know, a new group comes in and you hear names. Here, Kotonya, Tomboli, Jonjomue. You hear names like Tende Ayoni, Mungo Kibati, Kigen Kandie, Hadisti Lwaki, Samuel Chasia, Humphrey Watanga, Elvis Ogeto. These are some of the school captains, by the way. Humphrey Watanga. Of course, we have seen some tonight. Zumbaya, Martin, Emmanuel Kitonyo ought to be here. Those who are doing punishment parade, you can book him. And there were names, you know, names like Justice Kiage ought to be here. You know, I still would command him. Justice Isaac Lenaula ought to be here. Justice Manjanja ought to be here. And who? Paul Wekesa, is he here?
He's here, yes. This side right there.
Well done. You have obeyed. Now, of course, there are these other names like Ayisi Makatiani ought to be here. Is he here? Looking for punishment. Minor Kiai, where are you? He's represented. Well, there were no representations around. Punishment parade. Lee Karorish ought to be here. Looking for punishment. Omo Anzala ought to be here. Yeah, he's not here. Looking for punishment. Charles Njai ought to be here. Ole Kipuri ought to be here. All registrars of the High Court, they are not here. Kioko Kiundi.
He's here. Richard.
Also known as the Duke.
Duke of Emmanuel.
Sir Richard. And so, I may not be there at the punishment parade, but I would expect is the school captain here. The current school captain.
Yes.
You've taken note of those names. Don't forget. And with these many remarks, I've enjoyed myself and I will treasure this day. Thank you, Mr. Kariuki. And we wish you well in the great school. Those numbers, let them grow. And there will be ways of even handling 4,000.
Yeah.
I can assure you. We want a large Alliance High School. Thank you so much and good night.